Welcome to the unnecessary, stressful, arbitrary goal list for 2020. Hi, how are ya? I mean, positive affirmations for 2020 or something. Something along those general lines. Hi guys, it's Leanne and welcome to my bookish reading goals, channel goals and some sundry other goals video for 2020. I keep repeating that number because I'm not entirely sure that I'm either good with it or that it has sunk in yet. Before I go any further in this video, I want to let you guys know that I have a channel survey for 2020 and I have linked it below in the description, and I would really appreciate it if you guys would go and take a second to fill it out. It is 8 multiple choice questions and 2 text boxes, one for you guys to tell me any kind of video ideas or specific things that you would like to see in 2020, and one for opinions or improvements or, you know, just to say hi, whatever you prefer. And it should only take just a couple of quick minutes to fill out. I think it would be good for you guys to share your opinions with me so that I can tailor my content to stuff that you guys actually want to see. It's always a little difficult when you're making videos in a void and you're like, well, I'm enjoying being salty, but are you enjoying me being salty? Actually, that's a total lie. I know that you guys love me being salty, but do you like any of the other stuff? Anyhow, that's below, and once I have a good sample of responses from you guys, I will do another video where I go through the results of it and we talk about some of the things that I've decided to implement from it. As for this video, I have split it into 3 parts. The largest part is my actual reading goals for 2020, then I have some goals for my channel, and then a little tiny amount of sundry other goals right at the end. So buckle up, because I have all the fear. And I need help. The first goal that I have for 2020 is simply to read 100 books. I've tried this for a few years running now. I think this is the 3rd year that I have set my Goodreads reading challenge at 100 books. And I see people every year tying themselves in absolute knots over trying to reach their arbitrary number for their reading goal, and I'm here to tell you guys, nobody cares except for you. Literally nobody. I have never ever in the history of setting an arbitrary number for myself had somebody come to me and go, I was watching your challenge and you didn't hit it, you changed it the day before so that you would get the winner banner on Goodreads, didn't you, you big bookish cheater. Literally nobody has ever said that to me. Nobody cares. I don't get myself upset about this number. I put it at 100 books because we have a finite amount of time to read books and I would just really like to read as many as I possibly can. So that one's out of the way. That's the goal that we all want to hear about. I've done it now. I can stop thinking about it. On to the other goals on my list. Also, for the record, all the other goals on this list are literally in no particular order. They're in the order that they came to me as I wrote them down. I don't know, I abandoned all logical sense and rankings because I want 2020 to be chill, okay? Just as chill as possible. My second goal for 2020 is to catch up on 3 ongoing series. I have set this goal for a number of years now and it has always worked for me. I've always caught up on at least one. This time I want to catch up on, that's 2, 3 series that I have on the go. As somebody who reads fantasy and sci-fi and urban fantasy and occasionally horror and a lot of the time mystery and cozy mystery, I have a lot of series on the go. Like, a lot of them, and sometimes that's fine because sometimes those series are over and I don't need to worry about, you know, them piling up on top of me, but some of them are ongoing and that means that there's maybe a book or 2 books coming out every year, and I am finding that I'm like in the trenches battling my way through. Next up for goal 3, this is one that I've seen on quite a few people's reading goal lists for 2020. I need to stop saying 2020, I'm actually annoying myself. I would like to read more non-fiction, so specifically I have said that I would like to read 15 books that are non-fiction this year, which shouldn't really be a problem if I intend to read 100 books. And under non-fiction, I'm including true crime, memoir, any kind of mental health books that I read, any kind of social histories or anything like that, social justice books, all of those. I would like to read 15 of them in 2020. I think I'm going to make that a banned word now. Technically that's 2 words. I know words. Goal 4 is kind of a twofold goal. So I have a tiny confession to give to you guys. Just a tiny one. Are you sitting comfortably? Are you sure? Okay. In 2019, I actually halved my book spending. It's the first year that I've managed to do it. I've played many games with myself up until that point, but for the entire year I halved the amount of books that I bought and brought into my house or purchased on my Kindle. And you guys didn't notice, and it was kind of an experiment for myself more than anything else, and that's why I didn't mention it at any point, because I still managed to do hauls. I still managed to read a nice smattering of brand new titles, and those were both purchased by myself and sent to me from publishers for review. And so I never felt like at any point I wasn't involved in the most anticipated books hype, which I'm probably going to do a video for later on this month. I never ever felt like I was missing out on anything, and I felt like I was reading a nice mix of new books and backlist titles. So I'm going to try and continue to do that in 2020. Said it a different way. So one of the things that I've decided to do is try and organise for myself and for you guys, if you fancy taking part, a couple of rounds of little readathons where maybe we read over 2 or 3 days or over a weekend, and we try and tackle 1 or 2 backlist titles from our shelves, or more if we're feeling ambitious. I would really like to just find a hashtag for this that we all enjoy, and then to do some reading vlog content for you guys around it, because I really enjoy watching it when other people do that, and I really want to celebrate more of the backlist titles on my shelves. So let me know in the comments if you guys would be interested in doing that as kind of like a 2 or 3 day little reading sprint readathon throughout the year, and we can see if we can find some times that suit all of us. So number 5 is kind of loosely related to number 4, in that I would like to do 2 large clear outs in 2020. I may or may not have one really large stack of slightly bitchy unhaul books over there, so I know that I'm going to achieve one of those clear outs. But I have found a lot of joy in going through my shelves and just getting rid of books that I'm not interested in anymore. I'm a big fan of you do you when it comes to your books. I understand the sort of shift that BookTube had in 2019 and in 2018 to a certain degree, where people were like, oh my god, less hauls, more actual reading. Because there are a lot of occasions where I see a booktuber that I love haul a lot of books and I might never hear about them again, and like everybody else I desperately want to know what their opinion is on those books. And I know that there was kind of a drive to be less consumerist and more sustainable, and that's great, but I am very much not for shaming what other people do with their books. If it gives you joy in your life to haul 50 books a month and you have the disposable income that's not leaving you in any kind of precarious financial position to do that, I say go ahead. Seriously, just you do you, and anybody who cares overly much about that needs to just go away and do them. Like, go do your own books. Do whatever you want with your own books. Leave my books alone. And to that end, I love watching people go through their shelves and say, buying this book 2 years, 3 years, 6 months ago brought me joy, but I've now heard things about it I'm not interested in, have tried it and it hasn't worked for me, I'm no longer interested in the premise, my reading tastes have moved on, or I just don't have space for it and it's not a priority, and getting rid of it and talking to you guys about the books that they are actively getting rid of. I love watching people do that. It's so cathartic and it's so healthy to clear out your space and thus clear out your mind, and I've become a little addicted to it. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm never going to throw out a book just because I'm like, hee, I'm getting rid of books, yay! But if for any of those reasons I see it on my shelf and I think, it's going. So I would like to do 2 large clear outs this year. And hopefully, you know, some of those books will get replaced with brand new books that I absolutely love. I would love to find some favourites in 2020 for my treasured read shelf in my heart. I would love to find some new favourites. For number 6, I told you that this was in no particular order. I would like to read a couple more classics than I managed to do in 2019, which was approximately one. I think I did 1 or 2 classics. I love classics. I love them. I love them so much. And I particularly have found a joy of listening to them on Audible. I find it really relaxing. I love to do it while I draw. So I would like in 2020 to read some more classics. Again, I'm not going to slap a number on it, but I have some on my shelves downstairs and I have several on my audio library, and I would just like to get to them. That's all. That's an easy one. Just some. No big number, just some. For number 8, I have decided that I miss doing games. So I do my Stack It game every month where I make a stack of books for my TBR, and whatever order I stack them in is the order I have to read them in from top to bottom, and if I skip any I have to DNF them and unhaul them, because chances are I'm not going to actually read that book at any point if I'm not interested in reading it now. And I really love doing that, but I miss doing other kinds of games. So I've decided that once every month, once for every TBR that I put together, I'm going to do a shelf game. I'm going to assign every single one of the shelves in my house that has unread books on it. In fact, maybe all of them, maybe not just unread, maybe all of my shelves I'm going to give a number to, and I'm going to pick that number out of a hat, and then I'm going to find a way to select a book on those shelves that has to go on my TBR. It might help with some backlist books, but I think it might also help with, you know, just giving you guys a little bit of control over my reading, because I know that you like to torture me. I mean, let's be honest, I would also like to torture me. Maybe this list is me torturing me. That got very existential. Let's move on. Okay, so now we are on to the second section, which is channel goals. Simply put, for my channel goals, I don't even need to number them. That's how few there are. I would like to upload more videos more consistently, and my channel survey asked a few questions about that so that I can get an idea of you guys' preference when it comes to those. And my second goal is simply just to grow my channel. I want to connect with more of you guys. I want to chat more about books. I want to try and have more of an influence over this area that I enjoy so much. I want to be able to find more people to put good books in their hands, and so yeah, that's what I would like to do. I would like to grow my channel more. I do have a number in mind. I don't really feel like I want to say it out loud, both because I don't want to jinx it and also because I don't necessarily think that numbers are important. The number's important to me only because it's giving me something to aim for. It's not necessarily important to you guys. People get weirdly caught up on subscriber numbers, but I think it's just for me a nice way to gauge that I'm reaching you guys, that I'm actually managing to talk about the books that I love and the books that I really didn't like and don't necessarily think you should spend time on, and I'd love to be able to find more of you guys and do that. So yeah, and as just a silly little one right at the end, I would like to try and find some aesthetics for my video thumbnails that work. Do you guys like the current format with the colour box and the colour behind the text? Do you like that? Do you prefer seeing my face? Do I need to hold up more books? Like, can you give me some feedback on that, please? I would like that quite a lot. So now on to my little handful of more personal goals. Goals for me and goals for, I guess, my business. So one of my particular goals for myself this year is to get out of the house more. I sometimes struggle with that. I used to suffer in a true and massive way from agoraphobia, and I spent 3 years of my life in my house, never leaving. And throughout my life that has hit me in waves, and I'm in a particularly high wave of that right now. I really don't want to spend that much time outside of my house, which is fine. I don't think you have to do that, but I would like to not be afraid of doing that, and I would like to be more confident in my ability to just decide I'm going to take my camera and I'm going to take a book and I'm going to go on location and get location or travel video stuff for you guys. So I guess that's kind of part of that goal. I would like to film the process of getting out of the house more and making myself a bit more independent when it comes to just having the confidence to get up and go. So that's one of my goals. Another one of my goals is kind of tied to that. I would like to get a little physically fitter in 2020. I do not give a single shit about diets. This is not a weight thing. I like me, I like all of me, I like the way all of me looks, and I wish you every success in 2020 on getting there yourself, if that's still a goal that you're struggling with. Like, in 2020, can we maybe agree to just like learn to love ourselves as opposed to want to change ourselves in order that we may someday love ourselves? My goal is not to change the way that I look. My goal is simply to be physically fitter. I would like to take more steps. I would like to be a bit stronger. I would like to be a bit less out of breath. And I'm not going to measure that in any way except for the way that it makes me feel. If I feel better, if I feel less out of breath, I will have achieved that goal. And finally, I would like to launch my Patreon in 2020, specifically in February. So I know that people sometimes feel some kind of way about Patreon because not everybody is in a position to be able to support the creators that they love, and that is totally okay, guys. If you come here, if you watch my videos, if you interact with me here and on other social media, as far as I'm concerned, you've done your supporting. But I would also like to be able to interact with you guys in some different ways. I would like to start up a book club over there. I would also like to start up a bookmark club wherein you can actually sign up to receive a brand new bookmark every month from me with my artwork on it to say thank you for supporting me. So I have a couple of different projects that I would like to do over there, and I'm really super excited for it. But it's also a big leap. It's a big leap to say, you know, I think it's okay for me to want / deserve this, or I feel like it's okay for me to ask for this, or I feel like it's okay to enjoy your support and to enjoy interacting with you about it. You guys know that I sometimes struggle to get back to comments and to sometimes engage in conversations with you guys because I have that bit of social anxiety, and so I think that doing a book club and things like that and having a safe place, which is kind of, it's on the internet, it's still available for anybody who wants to sign up and see it, but it's a little bit more private for me to share some more casual videos and some more, I guess, real life content with you guys. So yeah, my goal is to set up my Patreon and to launch it in February and to hopefully see some of you guys over there. Of course, I have another arbitrary number for how much I would like to grow my Patreon by the end of 2020, but I don't think numbers are important. It's something for me to gauge whether or not I feel like I've done well with it, and so I'm going to keep that to myself. But I hope to see some of you guys over there, and my channel survey has a couple of questions in it about the content that you would like to see on Patreon. So if you have any ideas, or if there's specific things I've said that you think, yes, I want that, then please have a look at my survey below and let me know. So yeah, that's everything. That's all of my arbitrarily specific and potentially stressful goals for 2020. Let me know if you guys have made any goals lists, or if you think that there's anything on my list that I shouldn't have, or that I should have more of, or something that I've missed, because I'm sure there are things on there that you guys will be like, but why aren't you talking about this? And I'll be like, Why am I not talking about that? Good point. So if you have any thoughts, let me know in the comments below. If you have put together any bookish goals for 2020, also let me know what those are or link me to them. And I shall speak to you guys very soon. Bye. Oh, I hate pins and needles, I hate pins and needles, I hate pins and needles. Make it go away.